How's it going, guys? Welcome back to on the channel, and it's your latest Arsenal news today. We've got quite a bit to go through. Make sure you hit like buttons up, leave your thoughts down below, subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're on the road to 10k. We do daily Arsenal content, and let's get into the latest news today. So we start off with news about our midfielder Thomas Partey, as he's not been included for the Ghana squad for the upcoming games with them. Of course, we know it's international break now. Quite a few of our players have actually been pulled out of their, respective nations. Partey, now also Kai Havertz yesterday as well. Now, according to Charles Watts, he's came out and said that it's not to do with an injury, guys. So nothing to be concerned about in terms of Partey getting injured, because we know he suffered with injuries at Arsenal. Effectively every single season. This guy, ever since he signed for Arsenal, always gets an injury. We know he's a fairly injury-prone player, but he's came out and said it's not injury-based, it's in fact illness-based. And it's one of those ones, guys. I think we know that, all right, he's ill. Yeah, but he's totally ill, isn't he, guys? I think it's just mind games to obviously keep the guy out. Arsenal know exactly what they're doing, in terms of keeping him out of the Ghanaian setup and, the Ghanaian squad. Just because, we know he's very injury prone. So we're keeping him in the team to assess him. We're keeping him behind this international break. I've got no problems with that whatsoever. So it is apparently just illness, but I think we know, deep down that it's, a bit of mind games, I would say, in terms of keeping him out, for this international break. So yeah, guys, nothing to worry about there with Partey. Obviously, it's the same with Havertz as well. Havertz apparently has a slight knee, an issue, an injury. But again, I think it's a very similar story to this one. Havertz been performing so well this season. I ain't going to be risking him for these Germany games, because we've seen what happened with Odegaard. And, you see many clubs do this. You see Man City do it. With their players, they keep them out from the international breaks because they're apparently ill or they've got slight knocks or whatever. So, yeah, I've got no problems with this whatsoever, guys. Nothing to worry about. Partey will be back. He'll be fine. He's just being assessed for this international break. So, our next story, guys, is about Kieran Tierney and his future at Arsenal. So, Kieran Tierney is not in the Mikel Arteta's plans anymore. There's no animosity there. He knows the club has moved on. That his quality as a left-back are not what Arsenal need in the system that they play. Tierney is continuing to work his way back to full fitness after the awful hamstring injury suffered at, of course, the Euros. Had that injury not happened, I'm sure Tierney would have been playing for another club right now. He will hope to get a move in January, probably a loan, so he can get some minutes somewhere ahead of the summer window, of course, where he can try and secure a permanent move away. So, yeah, looking like, guys, Kieran Tierney's future at Arsenal is over. It's very, 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 very sad for me, man, because I rate this guy so highly. I think as a left-back, he's absolutely quality. And when we first signed him in his first couple of seasons, he was superb for us. Probably one of our best players. I think what he brings to Arsenal is just perfect in the sense that that's a left-back there. That is just a quality left-back. Out-and-out left-back is quality. But we know why. Arteta don't rate him in his plans because he doesn't suit the system of Arteta. And it's just simple as that, really. It's just such a shame because, this player for me... everything about him is just quality. Like, in terms of being an out-and-out left-back, he can defend. Like, he's rock solid defensively. I've not had a problem with him defensively whatsoever. But going forward as well, he can do it going forward at the end of the day. The way our guys can go forward, he can overlap. Can actually whip a crossing as well. I don't see a lot of fullbacks can actually cross a ball like he does properly. So he's master at crossing, overlapping, as I say, getting forward. But just his attitude, he's got that winning mentality. I think we always thought this guy could maybe be a future captain of Arsenal. Like, that's how, as much as a leader he was and how much of that attitude he had, really. And it's such a shame, man. It's one of those ones, though, man. Wish him all the best. Of course, we couldn't sell him because he's injured and he would never have gone to anyone. So maybe a loan deal will be good for him in January. But it's a real shame, man. Like, Tierney, I wish it worked out for him. Quality player, but just not the right fit for Arteta at the end of the day, and we've got to move on from him now. And our final story today, guys, is on a player who was trying to sign, of course, last summer, but ended up staying at RB Leipzig. Is Benjamin Shesco talk once again. Charles Watch has said once again, I still think there's a chance that Arsenal will revisit their interest in Benjamin Sesko at some point, maybe even next summer. A lot of groundwork was done before the summer window, and I don't believe So, sorry, I don't believe there's been any sort of breakdown in the relationship behind the scenes. Just Sesko wanted to stay put at Leipzig. I'm sure Arsenal understood the decision at the time because, to be honest, it made a lot of sense. From a footballing and development point of view, look how things have gone. Sesko is playing regularly. He's scoring goals and he's developing nicely. So, yeah, don't be surprised, guys, if, this Sesko saga ain't over just yet. I know, obviously, he opted to stay at Leipzig, and I even said, when I did the video about Arsenal being linked with him, it would make sense for him to stay there because, look at him now. The guy's bagging goals for fun. He's having he's had a great start for Leipzig, scoring goals for them, even in the Champions League as well. Doing it on the big stage for Leipzig, and he's still a very young player, so he's maybe looking at it thinking, I said, he'll do the same what Haaland did. Haaland didn't move Premier League straight away. He was at Dortmund for quite a few seasons, and then he got his big move to Man City. And then obviously look what, and of course I'm not comparing them like that in terms of players, but you get what I'm trying to say. Similar situations, in my opinion. Haaland was doing it at Salzburg, but then went to Dortmund, waited there. It's not like he played one season at Dortmund and said, "Oh yeah, that's it, I'm going Premier League." No, he waited and he developed in that league. He ripped up the league, and I think Sesko is going to do the same this season. He's looking really, really good as a player. So yeah, don't be surprised. This will most likely be done for the summer, guys. Unless, I don't know, January could be called in if we want a striker there. He could be one to add to the list, but I don't see it happening in January personally. I still think Sesko will have a full season at RB Leipzig because, he's still very young and promising player. And then when we get to the summer, guys, then, that is when maybe one of these options will be someone like Benjamin Shesco. Especially as Gabriel Jesus leaves as well. If we can get money for Jesus, this summer, obviously, or maybe in January, if a club comes calling for him in January, and we get some money for him, then maybe that will open the door for Arsenal to sign a Benjamin Shesco. But I think there is plenty of strikers out there. I still think we do need a striker. I know I've said Havertz's been having a great season, which he has. He's had a great start to the season. I think he can go do really well, but I think we need a striker there to give something different, to give that competition for Havertz as well, ultimately. I think there's many names out there. I know Victor Gyökeres will be out there. He'll be talking. He'll be spoken about. Sesko will be up there once again. There's a few other underdog strikers that we're not really looking at, which maybe Arsenal will. So yeah, don't be guys. Expect January. This will most likely liven up. But so far, Arsenal's still looking at Benjamin Shesco for a possible move in the future. Arsenal still keeping the eye on the player, even though he's staying at Leipzig. So yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on everything today. Thank you so much for tuning into the news show, guys. I'm going to try and lose every single day if I can. And hit the like button on the way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new on the road to 10k subscribers. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Come on, you Gunners.